that a lot of people have had access to recently, and who's just been, just making a mockery of the game. Let me think. What's going on, YouTube? Pleasure here once again. This time at you again with some more Genshin Impact. And this time for Genshin, I wanted to actually touch about the element Cryo and the trouble that I think is coming its way. I am convinced that Cryo is in trouble in the near future. Now, I saw a couple things on Twitter, a couple, leaks, such and so on and so forth, that might kind of help confirm my suspicions. But it is something that I did want to talk about prior to seeing that. So that just means even more so that it should be talked about. One thing that I have noticed about Hoyoverse, right, is that what Hoyoverse likes to do is they like to indirectly nerf units, right? What do I mean by that, right? Let's take Venti, for example, right? Venti is a character that had a lot of usefulness that was just very, very powerful in the beginning of the game, right? Hands down best unit. But what happened was they started releasing more and more enemies that kind of took away Venti's usefulness, where enemies got heavier, samurai and all that stuff, right? Now, then you start seeing with Zhongli, they start doing things like the wolves and everything like that, like corrosion and different types of enemies that go through shields. So they start to try and indirectly nerf Zhongli in that sense, right? And I realize that they seem to do that when it comes to powerful characters, right? If they're too powerful, they try and find ways to indirectly nerf them. That's the thing that's what I'm noticing, right? Now, who is a unit that is extremely powerful that a lot of people have had access to recently, and who's just been, just making a mockery of the game? Let me think. I think it might be this one right here, Ayaka. Ayaka had her forever ban a little while ago, and she has been just destroying everything. And before her was Ganyu, these Cryo units that just don't know how to stop, And that's the thing now. And we have so many Cryo units too. It makes me think that Mihoyo might want to scale back on them, try and get people to start focusing on other elements, namely maybe Dendro that's coming, right? We've been getting a whole lot of Electro and Hydro units also. Why are we getting Hydro units? Well, I made a video about why I think we've been getting a lot of Electro and Hydro units quite a while back. Check it out. It is an older video, but I think I might have been onto something. When it comes to those units, it's like Mo's trying to prep us and tell us that, hey, you're going to be wanting to use these units now. Because before, they were giving us a bunch of Pyro and a bunch of Cryo units. And they were trying to say, hey, you want to use those units. And what happens, we start going against Electro enemies and all that stuff. And those Pyro and Cryo characters were just killing everything, So now I think it's time for the age of Hydro and Electro and possibly Dendro, right? I think Pyro will still be fine too. What does that mean, right? So in my previous video, when I talked about what I think Dendro is going to do, I did state that I feel that elements like Electro and Hydro are going to react well with Dendro because of the units we'll be getting. We'll be getting, a bunch of HP scaling Hydro units. I don't know if the HP is going to have anything to do with Dendro. I hope it does, but that's completely my theory. That there's nothing supporting that. And then we have other Electro units that scale off of EM. So it's like, I think that's going to be the new meta, Electro and Hydro, right? So Dendro doesn't seem like it's going to be doing much when it comes to Cryo, right? It's not going to be reacting well. And in Sumeru, I'm assuming we're going to have a lot of Dendro enemies. We're going to have a lot of things that have to do with Dendro they're gonna try and influence us to use Dendro in the Abyss and then Overworld, right? Meaning that in those situations, Cryo probably is not going to be the best element to use because it's not going to react well. We don't know if they're going to make certain enemies unable to freeze, because there's always those samurai that when they go into their second phase, they don't freeze. So like maybe we might start seeing enemies like that. I just think that that long Ayaka banner, a lot of people, they know that a lot of people have Ayaka now, and they don't want people to just use their Ayaka to the end of time. They want to get the people to get the new characters, new Dendro characters, so on and so forth. So for that reason, I think that Cryo is in trouble and Ayaka is in trouble, especially because, you know, she's the new powerhouse when it comes to DPSs. So when it comes to that too, I do think when it comes to Sumeru, I don't even think we're going to be getting a lot of Cryo units, because we have this huge roster here with just like a bunch of different just Cryo units. Like, yeah, like we just, like compared to all the elements, we have so many Cryo units. You know, we have so many Cryo, so many Pyro. And before, we barely had any Hydro units, you know? So I think that Cryo is going to be on a hiatus during Sumeru. So we're not going to be able to get a lot of Cryo units. We're probably going to be getting just more Electro and Hydro units, maybe some Pyro too, and so on and so on. And Dendro, of course, you know? So that's the thing when it comes to that. So if you're really stuck on your freeze teams, your Morganas, your so on and so forth, like I love using my Ayaka and Shenhe team, but I think you might want to start thinking of what you can do besides those freeze teams in order to prepare for Sumeru. You know, get your Pyro characters good, leveled up and ready to go. You know, grab your Lan, get your Xingqiu leveled up, you know. Did you grab Ayato, you know, make sure he's nice and good to go, you know. Your Kokomi, you know. Focus on these Electro and these Hydro units. Start getting ready to build them, because I think they're gonna come in handy, and your Ayaka and your Ganyu might have to be on the bench. Eula's fine. She'll be just fine.
The odds are against us.
But yeah, that's something that I just wanted to get you guys to think about, you know, warn you guys about. Hopefully that does help you. Let me know if that does help you. Let me know if the information does help you out a little bit. If time passes, did this video age like milk, or was I onto something? You know, let me know down in the comments below. And you know, like the video if you like content like this, and subscribe to the channel so I can get you more information, so I can get you more videos, and you can see me more often. All right. And with that, I'll end it there. Legend out.